Hello you awesome guys and girls, I'm Anthony aka Mad Wizard and welcome back to another episode of BarCraft for all your nerdy cocktail needs. So old and new viewers alike, it is fantastic to have you back as always. So following on with our stay at home cocktail series, I thought that we will dive into another one of our many cocktail ingredients, find out a little bit more of the history and all of the myths and legends that go behind it. And today we are going to be looking at one of Mexico's finest exports. Yes, it is good old tequila. Yes, specifically golden tequila. Well, at least that's what I have. So anyway, I absolutely adore tequila. It is probably one of my favorite all-time distilled spirits. As I say, I just cannot get bored of it. It goes into so many fantastic cocktails. As I say, it makes a fantastic base, or even just to be drunken straight with a bit of salt and lime, it is absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to look into the history of tequila. Yes, what is all of this? Like, what does all of this mean? Agave, 100% copper distilled. What does that all mean? Where did it come from? And of course, after all of this, we're going to celebrate with a bit of a drink. And of course, what more better tequila drink than there is than the good old-fashioned Margarita? Yes. A combination of salt, lime, orange and tequila. A fantastic combination of citrus explosions and wonderful botanical agave nectar distilled spirits in a glass. Can't wait to get started. So, tequila, let's do this. So, tequila. What is it? Where does it come from? Like, what is it all about? So basically, in a nutshell, tequila is basically a Mexican distilled spirit from the region of, believe it or not, Tequila in Mexico. Let's go back into the history of tequila. So if you go back, like we're talking way back, all the way back to the Mayan Aztec Empire. Yes, the era of sacrifices, awesome pyramids, and of course, quite revealing loincloths. But that being said, a popular fermented drink at the time, basically during the Mayan Empire, was a sort of milky sort of drink called pulque. I think it's pulque, like, you know, it's P-L-C-K anyway. But it's a very sort of viscous sort of gelatinous sort of drink. Basically, it comes, believe it or not, from the sap of the agave plant. So the agave is literally a cactus that is sort of situated in, I think, sort of like the mid-region of sort of like North and South America. It grows all over the place in sort of like very hot regions, but within this plant, I say, to make the pulque, what they used to do and still do even to today, they used to drain the sap out of the leaves, and this is a very viscous sort of syrup. I kind of think of like really thick, like maple syrup, but a bit more sort of gelatinous. Think of sort of like a more sort of like slimy milkshake sort of thing. So they used to ferment this drink, and that was sort of like a main drink of the time period. Skipping forward to around about sort of like 1519, when the Spanish went and colonized Mexico. Basically, they were drinking pulque just as much as the Aztecs at the time, and but they also brought with them distillation. So they took the pulque, I don't think that they could actually ferment the pulque because it was a bit too thick, unfortunately. So what they would do is take the heart of the agave plant, which is what they still do today. So they trim off all of the leaves, and then they've got like the massive heart of the agave plant, and they sort of mash it all up, and they sort of like, they can smoke it and do other bits and pieces with it, and then they, with the juice that comes out of that, they ferment it. And with the fermented juice that comes from that, they put it into massive distillation pots and smoke it all up. And that's where we get tequila from. It's basically this. It comes from the sort of like the history of this pulque drink, and it sort of just went from there. Basically, it's just this distilled pulque drink. So yeah, that's basically tequila in a nutshell. So basically, let's get on with the margarita. So, interesting fact about the margarita: where did the margarita come from? Believe it or not, the word margarita actually comes from the Mexican word daisy. And daisy was a very popular cocktail during sort of like the 1930s. It was just a simple combination of brandy, lime, and orange liqueur. And essentially during sort of like Prohibition and stuff like that over in America, what a lot of the people used to do just so that they could drink that were close to the Mexican border is that they'd actually drive over to a bar in Mexico, obviously where drinking was still legal, and they would ask for this daisy cocktail, and they were like, Daisy, what's daisy? And then they were like, you know, Daisy, the cocktail, and they were like, oh, margarita, like, you know, and they were like, yeah, margarita, that's what it is. However, obviously they didn't have brandy, like, you know, obviously the main drink of Mexico being tequila. They were like, oh, sorry, we don't have any brandy, we can't make it. And so they were like, well, what else do you have? It's like, well, we've got tequila, like, you know, and they were like, oh, fine, bung that in, like, you know, we'll do that. So and then it just sort of stuck. So I think they just ended up putting a bit of salt around the rim, and that's basically where it came from. So it's quite interesting to figure out where all of these cocktails come from, like, and the history all behind them. So anyway, that's enough talking. That's the history of tequila or mezcal, and obviously the history of margarita. So I think I need a bit of a drink now. So I think yeah, let's make this drink. So for this cocktail you will need a bottle of your favourite tequila, the juice of 1 lime, orange liqueur. Now I'm going with a blood red orange liqueur. As I say, you can use Grand Marnier, you can use Cointreau like I'm using here. It was only that currently I've got blood red orange liqueur at the moment, and between the two, it's a case if you want a more traditional margarita, as I say, just get yourself just some triple sec, or as I say, some Cointreau and stuff like that. But if you can get your hands on some blood orange liqueur, then go for it and use that. I'm pretty sure it's going to taste absolutely amazing and a hell of a lot better. And for garnish, a little bit of salt. So let's get on and make the cocktail. So firstly, to begin the cocktail, what you need to do is you have to put a bit of salt around the rim of the glass. So what I'm going to do here is just cut a lime in half, wipe it around the rim, and just sprinkle a little bit of salt around. What I'm also going to do is squeeze some fresh lime as well into this. Now you don't have to use fresh lime. I'm currently using fresh lime because I just have them, but you can use concentrate if you really want, but using fresh ingredients just gives a much better depth and complexity to the drink. So if you can use fresh, please do, but in a pinch you can use concentrate if you really want to. So now we're ready to build the cocktail. First of all, you want to put some ice into the glass. Now I know I've said before in the past that I'm not a big fan of actually adding ice to cocktails. However, with this particular cocktail it really should be served quite cold, so I'll make a small exception to that. So after adding the ice, you need 2 shots of tequila. One to 1.5 shots of orange liqueur. 1 shot of lime. Give it a quick mix. And there you go. The margarita. So there you go, the margarita. Oh, it smells amazing. Just a combination of like that tequila and the lime juice and everything. I'm getting the orange citrus. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. So anyway, cheers. Oh wow. Oh, that is good. That is very, very good. The first flavour that you get is obviously the salt around the rim. So you have this sort of coating of sodium around your mouth. But then you have this extreme sort of like sour, limey flavour that comes in, and you need that salt just to counteract that. But then because of that, you've got this beautiful, silky, smooth sort of tequila flavour that comes in, especially if you use a good tequila as well. That's the main thing. Use a good tequila, you know. Life is too short for cheap tequila, so, and yeah. So it's a cold drink, as I say, like, I mean, I tried to film this quite quickly, I mean, because the ice is melting quite quickly, but I think it's one of those drinks that you sort of rotate as the evening goes on, I say, so you get the salt and the sour. It's salt, sour, sweet, all those different flavours in there. I mean, there's like a background hint of orange, you know, which is very nice. Getting the salt all in your beard. But it is an absolute wonderful, wonderful cocktail. Wonderful cocktail. The lime juice, like the fresh lime juice, really does make a hell of a difference. As I say, you can use concentrate, but as I say, that freshness just really comes through in the final result. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. As I say, it was great fun, as I say, as always, making these cocktails for you. I mean, as I say, you get to have a bit of a history lesson, chill out, have a drink at the same time. Hope everybody's staying safe and secure at this sort of weird time during the pandemic. I mean, whether if you're watching this now or in the future, as I say, like, hope you're all staying healthy, safe, and obviously secure. And hope maybe these videos are helping in some way, like, you know, to give you motivation to get out into the kitchen, or like possibly make a little sort of like home bar for yourself, so that you can have a drink of an evening, and yeah, you get to learn a little bit here. So anyway, from all of us over at Renegade Revolution, please do drink responsibly. Hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, as I say, we have many plenty of content coming out from between now and the future. As I say, do go check out our live streams. So until then, guys, drink responsibly. Cheers, have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, bye. Tequila.